Welcome to the tutorial classes of Module 1. So far we have studied 3 topics. The last topic of the tutorial class of Module 1 is the batteries. Let's see what are the possible questions from this batteries. The first question is, explain the construction, working and application of nickel metal hydride battery. The same can be asked in other two ways. This is one question. The other question is construction and working of lithium ion battery. Both the questions are very important. Either of two will be asked definitely in the exam. The mark splitter, let's see. Here writing a neat labeled diagram with the construction will fetch you the 1 mark, and then working part is nothing but writing the labeled reactions will give you another 3 marks, totally 4 marks, and the last part applications will give you 1 more mark, 5 marks question. It can be asked for either 5 or 6 marks question. Let's see how to write the answers. First one is nickel metal hydride battery. It is called as a secondary battery. You know what is secondary battery? It's nothing but a rechargeable battery. So first of all, a neat labeled diagram you have to show. How to draw, I'll just show you. A rectangular box you need to draw and divide that into 2 parts and place a separator in the middle, and the upper cup it is called as the anode and the lower cup you can consider that as a cathode. And then this is a sealing washer. Sealing washer, it is to separate the upper cup and a lower cup, and there will be a string on the top. It is going to act as a cell cap, that is for the contact. So now what are the chemical reactants taken in the upper cup and a lower cup? We will see. That is called as a construction. A neat labeled diagram you need to draw, then you should write the construction part. I am explaining about the anode cup. This is nothing but a nickel wire mesh. It will be coated with nickel oxyhydroxide. I'll repeat again. See, the upper cup is nothing but a nickel wire mesh. It is coated with a metal alloy such as titanium hydride, vanadium hydride. It will be serving as a adsorber for the hydrogen. So this cup, a wire mesh, it is coated with vanadium hydride or titanium hydride, etc. It will store the hydrogen. That's why here it is given a hydrogen storage metal alloy. It is coated with hydrogen storage metal alloy. Commonly vanadium hydride and titanium hydride is taken here. The second cup, it is called as a cathode cup, nothing but once again it is a nickel wire gauze or a nickel wire mesh. It is coated with an active material, nickel oxyhydroxide. The meaning of this is the active species in the anode is metal hydride and active species in the cathode is nickel oxyhydroxide. And these two cups are separated by a separator. What is a separator? Means a separator is a polymeric substance which will separate both cathode and anode compartment. Sometimes here we can take an electrolyte also. Here the electrolyte is 6 molar potassium hydroxide. This area 6 molar potassium hydroxide is taken as a electrolyte, and separator already I have discussed. Now how do you represent the battery? Like your galvanic cell, a anode, cathode and a separator. These three should be placed one beside the other. According to the IUPAC convention, the battery is represented as anode active species such as MH2, that is metal hydride. Next to that you have 6 molar KOH electrolyte. Next to that you have the cathode active species nickel oxyhydroxide. This is the cell representation. If you write this much, you will be getting 3 marks. Now the working. Working is nothing but anode reaction, cathode reaction during discharge and recharge. Both I have showed together. Anode means normally it is a oxidation, that is the active species of the anode is MH2. MH2 oxidizes to metal and releases the electrons. These electrons will be moving towards the cathode in the external circuit, that is NiOH accepts the electrons and becomes the nickel hydroxide. And this is the discharge reaction, what I have explained now. Discharge reaction, that means when the battery is placed inside the device, the forward reactions at anode and takes place, even the overall forward reaction. A single nickel metal hydride battery can generate 1.25 to 1.35 volts. So once all the charges are exhausted, it should be recharged. That time we need to plug in. That time the recharge reaction is the backward reaction. When it is plug in for the recharging, so anode, it will behave as an electrolytic cell. At the anode, so the metal combines with the electrons and becomes metal hydride. At the cathode, the nickel hydroxide gets converted to the nickel oxyhydroxide. Meaning is during the discharge process, so this is gain of electron is happening at the anode and loss of electrode is taking place at the cathode. The overall reaction during the discharge is 2NiOH twice plus M, giving rise to NiOH plus MH2. That means active species at the cathode, active species at the anode are regenerated. That is called as regeneration. Regeneration of the chemical constituent, or it is recharge reaction. Forward is a discharge reaction when the battery is inside the device, and backward is a recharge reaction. So up to here it will give you 5 marks. So first of all, writing the diagram, explaining about the diagram, that is a construction part, writing the cell representation and writing the working will fetch you the 5 marks. The last 1 mark is for the applications. Where are we using these batteries? It is a secondary battery, that is a rechargeable battery. We can use it in cellular phones, emergency power tools, portable electric devices, vehicles, computers and laptops. So that's about the nickel metal hydride battery, a 6 marks question. Now moving on to the last question, that is lithium ion battery, the most advanced battery. Very easy. And lithium batteries are very useful, and these are called as advanced batteries, and it is little bit different from the nickel metal hydride battery. So diagram, this is the diagram. Coming to the construction part, so now the anode, you can see the different layer. These layers are nothing but a graphite layer. The graphite layers are impregnated with a lithium metal. Metallic lithium is taken here. The anode material is impregnated with the active species such as lithium, metallic lithium, and it is coated with a copper foil which is going to act as a charge collector. Similarly, the cathode is, again it is a layered substance, layered carbon only, layered graphite. It is impregnated with lithium cobalt oxide and it is coated with an aluminum foil. It is going to act as a charge collector. And the electrolyte what we are using here is different from a normal battery. In the normal battery, the solvent was water, but here it is an organic solvent. So the electrolyte is a lithium salt dissolved in organic solvents like ethylene carbonate or propylene carbonate. A lithium salt dissolved in ethylene carbonate or propylene carbonate can be taken as an electrolyte. No water, because lithium is a highly reactive species. It leads to explosion. That is the reason we can't use a aqueous solvent here. Then the separator, same thing can also act as a separator. This is about the construction. Now moving on to the cell representation. The cell representation is the anode active species is, see, this is the lithium metal. It is impregnated in the layers of the carbon. It is represented as Li(x) times a carbon C6. That means for every 6 carbon layers, one X number of lithium atoms will be there. That is the meaning. And LiX is 6 separated by the electrolyte lithium halide dissolved in polypropylene. This is the electrolyte, and it is separated by the cathode reactive species Li1 minus X COO2. This is for balancing purpose we have taken 1 minus X. That's about the cell representation. Up to here you are going to get the 3 marks. Now how to get another 2 marks? It is for the reactions. The reactions are, once again, the forward is a discharge reaction and backward is a recharge reaction. Anode, the active species is LiX times C6. It oxidizes to give you X number of Li ions and X number of electrons. These electrons are moving towards the cathode in the external circuit that can be taken up by the active species. Li 1 minus X COO2 plus X, this whole thing, X Li plus X electron should be taken as such. So here 1 minus X will give you the Li alone. That's why I told. So here for cancellation purpose we have taken Li as 1 minus X, and here it is in the fourth state. That means cobalt in the oxidation state 4. When it takes up the electron, it reduces to the cobalt 3 state. Cobalt 4 state, highest oxidation state, gain an electron, reduces to the lowest oxidation state. That is why we call the cathode reaction as a reduction reaction. This is the forward reaction. So the overall forward reaction is LiX times C6 plus Li 1 minus X COO2 giving rise to this compound. What is the output? The potential obtained from this varies from 3.25 volt to 3.240. So compared to the previous battery, nickel metal hydride, it is 3-fold higher. So the discharge, see, once all the active species are exhausted in the battery, that time we have to put it for recharging. So during the recharging process, what happens? The lithium ions will move towards this direction. The lithium ions combines with the electrons and it will come back to the LiX6. So this is the discharge reaction and this is the recharge reaction. Similarly, LiCOO2 gets oxidizes to come back to the cobalt 4 state. During the recharge process, the LiCOO2 gets oxidized to the oxidation state 3. In the recharge reaction, uh, the reduction of Li ions takes place. It becomes a metallic lithium. It gets intercalated. Same like earlier, it gets intercalated. So this is the thing taking place during the recharge. The first diagram is corresponds to the recharge. The second diagram is corresponds to the discharge. Discharge meaning when the battery is inside the device. So what are the applications or uses? Where we use this? So it finds applications in almost all the places: cell phones, portable CD player, PC, DVCs, DSC, DVD, portable LCDs, TVs, MD player, semiconductor driven audio, and portable electric vehicles, digital cameras, etc. So it finds application in almost. Today we are using this lithium ion battery. No more nickel metal hydride batteries. So that's about the answer for the second question. So if you learn these two questions, definitely one will come in the exam. It is very easy to score 6 to 7 marks, students. Thank you.